Okie dokie, we are in week 7, day 3. Now, just a heads up, week 7, day 3 is just a little long, okay? But it's super worth it. So just put away like, I don't know, 30 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. And if it is, I apologize. But it's also you, because you're going to be doing a lot of journaling in between and you're going to have to pause this video a lot, okay? But trust me, it's so worth it. So today we're going to focus on, we did money mindset, we created a new you with different personas, and now we're going to focus on tribe, okay? Now, the reason we're focusing on your tribe is because we've already talked about you for a little bit, and now we got to talk about what you're going to do to your community and your members that are going to be joining you. So whether you're starting a business, you need people to follow you. If you're writing a book, you're going to end up needing a community, right? So all these little things, if you have a product, you're going to want to create some kind of community. And I'm going to explain why. What's a tribe? A tribe is a group of like-minded people, so your ideal clients, connected to an idea, a leader, and one another. So you're connected to an idea. What I mean by that is, like, for example, for my book club, I kind of said it, my Facebook group is a book club, right? So we have a few ideas. We have a Hearst sisterhood where we support each other, we give each other vulnerability, we're there for each other. And I also give them activities such as the book club and things that they can relate to each other with, right? I myself am the leader of the group. I do Facebook Lives, I do posts, I try to set it up as much as possible for them, and I focus on connecting each one to each other. So I end up asking some of them, if I trust them, that they can do Facebook Lives in the group. I allow them to post things in the Facebook group. I put specific posts that are made for them to talk to each other, right? And to follow each other on Instagram or whatever it is, because I want my tribe to love each other, right? So why should you have a tribe? There's member benefits, so your ideal client benefits. And then there's business benefits. There's going to be benefits. I call it biz benefits, but you can call it idea benefits if you want. It's benefits that are going to work really good for you for long-term purposes. The member benefits could be things like they feel accepted, they feel supported, they feel belonged to a group, they feel like they have a companion within the group, they feel like they belong somewhere, they have meaningful conversations that really get them motivated and inspired and bring them hope. They trust in you, right? That doesn't happen often. And they feel loved, they feel good enough, they feel like they can come here in any time of need. And that's the goal, right? And then for business benefits, why would you want a tribe? Like, you heard what's good for the ideal client. Maybe that's not good enough for you and you want something more. That's perfectly fine. We have business benefits. It can reduce marketing costs. How? If you have a tribe and they love you, what's going to end up happening? They're going to tell all their friends about it. They're going to tell, it's going to be word of mouth. You're going to have tons of referrals. You're going to be able to spend less money on Facebook ads and so on. You can increase brand loyalty by you having a group where they can go to and ask you questions, and you get to be there for them, and they get support from other people. You're gonna end up creating a loyalty group. They're gonna end up believing in you. You're gonna create raving fans for sure, right? People that are gonna love the tribe, love the people that are connected to it, and feel like it's a piece of home for them. You're gonna increase engagement with prospects. So people that may be looking into your coaching program or your book or whatever it is, and maybe just starting your book or recently found you and are not sure if they really want to work with you yet. Maybe they go into the group and they find like-minded people that are telling them how amazing you are, and they're like, you know what? Yeah, word of mouth. I'm totally going to do that. You're gonna end up getting more sales through the group for sure. You're gonna get more supporters. You're gonna have people that are gonna want to help you, maybe invest in you, whatever it is. You're gonna have higher conversion rates. Literally, my highest conversion rate is my Facebook group, even better than my emails and so on and so forth. And you're going to have emotional connections. And that's important, because if you have emotional connections, you got them in the bag, right? If you have an emotional connection with somebody, it's kind of like family members. We're so emotionally attached, like it's kind of hard to break free from them, right? They're going to keep coming back for more. So these are reasons why you should have a tribe. Now, there are 3 ways to take care and have a tribe in general. You get to grow your tribe, you get to nurture your tribe, and you get to sell to your tribe. Now we'll get into each specifically. So I'm going to put on tea time. Grow your tribe. There's 3 ways to grow your tribe. I call it the extroverted approach, the introverted approach, and the networking approach. The extroverted approach is literally like being super vulnerable, connecting to others consistently, like you're going out there, you're engaging on posts, you're sharing your story, you're doing 5-day challenges, you're doing all the stuff, having a podcast, you're whatever it is, like you're literally going out there. So it's you going out there into the world to find people and connect to them. The introverted approach is for the people that want to focus more on the tech, like you're letting the tech do the talking, which means like you're going to be doing Facebook ads and Google ads and automated funnels. And honestly, you don't have to do much. It's so automated. And this is like my goal. Like I mentioned earlier, though, I want to retire by 40. I want to have a business so automated, and I'm working on that right now, that I don't have to do as many Facebook Lives and so on and so forth. Let's say I want to batch my content for Facebook Lives, or I use content that I created 3, 4, 5 years ago. That's you automating the content so that you don't have to keep creating content every single week and being there, right? And then there's the network approach. The network approach is when you collaborate and connect with other leaders and their tribes. So let's say you have a tribe and you're starting off, but you know someone that ends up having like a really big tribe. Like I'm trying to create an example, but I'm going to tell you my real example. My real example is when I did the summit, and I ended up getting 21 people: Nancy Levin, Kelly Kossel, Stephanie Bellinger, Lauren Elise, Jennifer Grace, so many amazing people, Michelle Tillis-Litterman, amazing people, come together and do a summit. And what I told them is if they share this, each one of the 21 people are going to share the summit where I'm the big host and interviewing all these people. They shared all their content to their tribes. And now all of their tribes are a piece of my tribe. Right now I have all of them on my email, and they joined my Facebook group, and it was fantastic. So the networking approach personally worked out really well for me. It took me a good minute to get it together. Like first off, I didn't know about it for like 2 years, right? I only had the extroverted and introverted approach. I didn't know that networking approach existed until recently. And when I found it out, it took me like 3 months to get it together and create the summit. And you gotta be techie, or you need money to be able to spend on a virtual assistant. Just a heads up, if you go the summit route in particular. But it worked out really well for me. I got like 1,000 people in like a week. It was crazy, right? And they're still following me to this day. So the networking approach is really good. And if you know someone that's big in the market, or even just has a bigger tribe than you, like I tell people, if you're in Online Action Academy and you talk to me about it, I'll probably let you create a post or whatever it is in her Sisterhood Plus Book Club, my Facebook group, if you want. I have 800 members in there, and you can go ahead and use that and get a few yourself. My mom does it all the time. She's my mom, right? She has like 200 members from my group because I love her and she has a different group than me, and it's networking, right? And I get it. So that's an example. The introverted approach is more like you gotta be techie to be able to understand it. That's not something that you're gonna get from the get-go. If you're recently starting your business, you're probably gonna go the extroverted approach and putting yourself out there, getting yourself in other Facebook groups. And when you go in other Facebook groups, when I tell you to go in other Facebook groups and share your story and connect to other people and DM people, that's technically the networking approach, right? It's a smaller version of the summit, but it still works, right? So extroverted and networking approach are the ways that most people start. And then the introverted approach is if you don't want to be out there like consistently, it's something that you're going to work on through time when starting your business. And all these ways are going to grow your tribe, right? You're going to grow your tribe by collaborating and connecting and letting the techie talk for yourself. And the introverted approach, by the way, may cost you money, which is why I say you should wait until you're, moving forward in your business and you're making some money so that you can invest yourself back into the business and give yourself some more leeway, right? The extroverted approach is what most people teach. A lot of coaches teach that. I personally teach it too, but I like to tell people their options is not cookie cutter and let them decide what they want to do. Some people jump straight into introverted and it works great for them, right? So it depends on you. Extroverted approach is what a lot of big coaches that are really popular on social media, but they don't have like a lot of emails or whatever it is. Like it's just, they have to be there consistently. And it's important. I gave you examples of all of them. I didn't put which one was extroverted, introverted, or networking. I think they're all over the place, but you kind of get the idea and you get to decide. I think they're pretty obvious. If you have any questions like, I don't know what one communication would be, that's extroverted. Okay, so just let me know and I'll tell you. But the whole point is not to know like which approach it comes from. It's about figuring out which one you want to do, right? And you'll get the idea. So if you want to engage posts, whatever it is, I want you to write down here, and all of them have the same format. So I want you to write down here which examples you think, or you're like, ooh, I'd like to try that out first, okay? And Feel free to mix them. You don't have to be like, I'm going to try the extroverted approach first and just do that. Like, don't focus on, don't do that. You can mix them. I recommend that you get used to one before you move on to the next one a little bit. But when you mix them, it's worked out very well for me. Just don't get confused or overwhelmed. Stick to what you think is best. No cookie cutter approach here, okay? And also feel free to mix these. If you want to do engaging posts and Facebook Lives and whatever it is, go ahead and do it, okay? Again, these are ways to grow your tribe. Now you have some questions. This is where you want to pause and do them before moving forward. Trust me, it's going to help if you do this and then move forward versus like listening to this entire video and then doing the journaling. This is one of those, okay? Where will you meet with your tribe? So to grow your tribe, you kind of need to have a place that you're going to connect them all and kind of like collect them all, right? So I normally use Facebook group. It's my personal favorite. I know people that use WhatsApps or forums outside of any social media, like on their own website. That's perfectly fine too. On Instagram, it's a little harder. They kind of just have to like follow you and call it a day. That's pretty much it, right? So you get to decide what works for you and how you collect, okay? What approach will you try first? Why and how? So what approach, I mean, extroverted, introverted, networking approach, which one will you use first? Why are you going to go with that one first? Why does it feel good to you? And then how? How are you going to be extroverted? What are you going to do to get vulnerable and connect to others? What are you going to do to let in the techie do the talking? What are you going to do to collaborate, right? What ideas will your members be connected to? So this goes back to connected to an idea. And like for me, it was supporting each other. I know someone is doing like a vegan Facebook Live for light workers. That's gonna collect them, and that's an idea. Like they can share vegan recipes, or they can share, I don't know, Reiki stuff or information. So figure out what ideas are gonna connect your members together, and something that you can talk about consistently with them, and they can even talk about, right? And then who do you know that you may collaborate with? Even if it's somebody like outside of your zone of expertise, you can still collaborate them, and it's actually kind of better if they're not like the same, if they don't have the same tribe as you. I actually recommend that they don't have the same tribe as you, because then they may have like, you have to check if they have a close ideal client, but even if they don't, the way that you talk about your ideal client, you're only going to be able to really attract that. Make sense? So Yusuf, my boyfriend, he did the summit too, and he wanted to focus only on guys. And then he ended up realizing that he was collecting a lot of girls, and that was like, he didn't do the market research for it, right? But he ended up collaborating with a lot of people that had both, and that's how he knew, like, he ended up realizing a lot of girls were coming his way. He didn't mean to, it just happened. So be okay with that, and be okay with the fact that, you know, things change, okay? Okay, nurturing your tribe. The 3 ways to nurture a tribe is sharing your story, telling your story. So getting vulnerable about your past, and you want to share a future you wish to build. So it's both past and future. Then you want to connect. You want to connect to them, like you connecting with them, and you want your members to connect with each other and love each other, right? So you can create like little mentorship groups. And again, this is a way that you nurture your tribe. Like you've already gotten them to follow you, or to go on your Facebook, or they've joined your forum, whatever it is. Maybe growing your tribe equals them reading your book, right? So now you're going to figure out how to nurture them after they've read your book, or after they join the Facebook, after they're in your email list, whatever it is. And then what activities? Activities get them to participate in something towards an idea/future. So from like, it may be something like having events, either live or online. I had things like, I had the author of the book come in and really get to teach, do Q&As. I did like the book club in general. We start a book and end a book. That's an activity that we do together. You can create like meetups. You can create so many different things, webinars, whatever it is. Activities can even be like polls, or a specific like questioned post that they can respond back to. Or you can even do like 5-day challenges is a huge one. 5-day challenges, that's an activity, something that's like for a short amount of time. Summits is another example. Seminars, classes, workshops. These are all kinds of activities that you can do so that they feel included, and it's something different that can really nurture them, right? I really recommend when you're nurturing your tribe that you have exclusive content. So like if for the Facebook group, they get exclusive videos that I don't give out to anybody else, right? If you're part of Aligned Action Academy, you get exclusive bonuses and all this stuff. Don't intermingle and give it all to everybody. Like if you're part of my email list, you get exclusive content as well. It's annoying because you have to create so much stuff, but long term, that's a reason for them to follow you on different things, on Instagram, on Facebook, on email, and all this stuff, because they want to know all of you and they want to get all the freebies and all that stuff. Make sense? So you want to keep nurturing them. Now, here's something that I want to mention. But make sure, before I mention it, that you end up adding whatever you want to do for nurturing your tribe down here. Here's something that I want to mention about nurturing your tribe. A lot of people focus on growing their tribe and nurturing their tribe, and that's great. A lot of people don't sell to their tribe. Now, here's the thing with selling. I want you, and I'm going to skip this and I'll go back. I want you to sell because it's part of serving your tribe. If they're following you and they're getting all your freebies and they're eating it up and they're loving your content, they're like ready to invest in you. They're ready to work with you. And if you don't give them the opportunity to, you're going to lose them. They're going to go to another coach or they're going to read another book or whatever it is. They want to work with you. And if you don't give them that opportunity, they're going to go. They're going to say bye-bye, right? They may stay in your tribe if you're really being like a really good nurturer and they're part of, like they become family practically, but they're ready. So don't feel frightened to ask for a sell or to give a call to action at the end of videos or posts or whatever it is. It gives them an opportunity to work with you and get closer to you in a way that they probably want to. Okay, so I want to mention that really quickly. I'll get to this again. But nurture your tribe. So we talked a little bit about this. You're going to write down what examples that you want to try, what ways you want to nurture your tribe when you get one or if you have one. You're going to nurture your tribe. What small yet significant step can you help your tribe members take right now, to get them closer to where they want to be? And what problems will you solve? So when you're nurturing your tribe, and I put this in the tip down here, the best way to nurture them is to know their problem and keep solving it. For the people that are starting a business, they're freaking lost, right? They don't know what to do. So I keep solving that problem for them. I tell them like, are you thinking about doing a website? No, not yet, right? Are you having problems creating a price point for what you want to sell? Well, here's an example, do the timesheet, right? Like all these little things that I do, or if you have tons of ideas and you don't know what to do, here's something that I recommend, or a call to action, join Aligned Action Academy, right? So little things like that. You want to figure out what your group is, what problems they're going to be having, and be able to answer those and create posts through them and Facebook Lives and all this stuff for them for that. So you're pretty much kind of guiding them little by little. So you're not going to take them like, let's say they want to build a cake, right? This is a random example, but it works. Let's say they want to build a cake. First, give them the recipe. Then help them figure out exactly what ingredients they should have and take them through that recipe step by step versus being like, here's a cake, right? You want to teach them how to fish, not give them the fish. You want to be able to teach them little by little, right? So don't just be like, all right, so cake, let's do it. No, they have a problem. They want to build the cake. Give them each piece of the recipe little by little throughout each one of your Facebook Lives and your posts and all that stuff. And they're going to stay with you as long as you're moving them towards what they want, right? So for me, I move you towards your future self, right? That's my goal. My goal is to take you from where you are to where you want to be and handling that gap. That gap is what you're nurturing your tribe with consistently and helping them through it consistently, okay? Let's figure that out. I put a huge space here. Pause the video, answer this, and then continue. Okay, next. Write a story from your past that your clients and tribes will relate to. So remember that nurturing, you want to tell your story, you want to get vulnerable. So make sure that you have a story that matches to your ideal clients. Even if it's not your story, most people will, a lot of your ideal clients comes from like a past version of yourself. But some people may have a version of an ideal client, like from their sister or their parents or someone in their family or someone close to them in general. You can share that story too, okay? Just to be clear. It doesn't have to be your story, but share a story that's from your past and why you have these ideal clients, why you are the one that is teaching them all this, how you can, and all that jazz. Something to relate to them. And then I like to do it, I forgot what, like it's not present tense, it's like past tense or whatever, like talking to them, like if it's still happening, right? So when I tell people that the first love of my life died in a car crash after us like talking and being together, deciding we want to get married after 6 years. He died in a car crash. A lot of people freak out on me, right? But the way I mention it is like when I'm doing a post, and the way that I get people really connected to me. And by the way, yes, I'm okay now. Okay. I have a new love in my life. Like I'm good to go. Thank God. Okay. All right. So when I tell people that story, what I also do is, instead of being like I had, you know, a love of my life and all that stuff, I tell them, I pretend like it's still happening at this moment, right? So you can say I remember, that's fine, but picture, like start off something like, I'm trying to get a good one. Picture you're ready to tell someone you love them. You wake up, you get ready to meet them. You're super excited, and someone calls you to tell you that they're dead. That's exactly what happened to me. I'm pretty sure by me saying that, you felt something emotionally that was like, oh, that sucks. Okay? So you want to figure out something of your story that does that to them, that really hits them emotionally. Like, I'm trying not to cry now. That hits them emotionally in a way that they're going to connect to you. And that's going to help you nurture and connect to your tribe more. And your members will start to answer, being like, wow, like I had someone in my group today said that their 17-year-old daughter passed away last week, and that they wanted to share that with me and the group, right? And I had other people that said my cat died and all this stuff. So they end up sharing with you what, you know, little stories of their own, and they end up connecting and being like, wow, like we've all lost something and we're here for each other. We still love each other. We're still here. We're going to figure it out together. Make sense? That connects them. What are some post ideas? So questions, polls, quick tips, etc., that will connect you and your members together. So I mentioned your story. We want to create other posts, kind of like for me, I end up doing a post. I actually have to do it like now, for what book do you want next month, right? And that helps people like go crazy, and they start doing all these polls, and we love that. I ask questions like, who here believes in paganism, or who here is paleo friendly, or whatever it is. And then they end up realizing who else in that group is like-minded, who here wants to start a business. And when they see all the yeses, they're like, oh my God, yes, like I belong here. Does that make sense? It connects them together. What activities can bring your members together, create an emotional bond, similar to what I did earlier, and have them keep coming back for more? So for example, again, I did the book club. You can do how-tos, like how-to videos. You can do events, you can do webinars. I kind of talked about that one, so I'm going to end that one there. I'm going to take a drink, and we're going to talk about selling/serving. Make sure that you're answering the questions above, so pause it and come back. Okay. The 3 ways to sell/serve your tribe. So there's 3 things that you can do to sell. You could have online products or services. You can have physical products and services, or you can have affiliate products and services. That's pretty much it, okay? Real world, internet, or somebody else's stuff, okay? Now, the 3 ways, now this could be like an affiliate products and service. That's the most complicated one. I gave some examples like an Amazon affiliate, like that's where, for the book club, for example, I show the book this month. It's like Witch, right? Witch, Unleashed, Untamed, Unapologetic. I don't have that book. I'm not going to send it out to everybody right now, working on the subscription box little by little. But what I do right now is I have an Amazon affiliate code, and I send everyone that link. And whenever someone buys from that specific link, I end up getting a percentage off it, right? So it makes me a little bit of money, but at least it's something. My boyfriend Yusuf, he's a health coach, as you can tell from week 6 when he helped me and did a bunch of bonuses, and we were like super cute together. He sends people protein links, like protein drinks that he believes in, that he personally has, and he's an affiliate for, and he makes like $30 a pop, right? It's great stuff. And most of the time they have like month-to-month plans, so he makes like $30 per month. A lot better than my Amazon affiliate, but whatever works, right? Whatever you could do. There's also affiliates called Sure Sale affiliates, ClickBanks, partner programs. Just keep looking it up. I promise they're out there. And I highly recommend network marketing. Network marketing helped me a lot. A lot of people are into like doTERRA these days because essential oils is really big. That's something you can do. If you sell essential oils, that's a physical product. So it could be something that they can touch. Literally, it needs to be something they can touch. And then maybe you send to their house, or maybe you have a brick and mortar store. That's physical. Online is going to be the online courses, the one-on-one coaching, the group coaching, all this stuff that's not going to be in person. A physical product does equal as well, like retreats and workshops and seminars that are in person as well. Okay, so just a heads up. So these are the 3 things that you can sell, and you need to figure out, hence the little thing down here, what do you want to sell and what do your clients want? So go ahead and look back at that feedback that you got from them. And if you didn't ask them a question on this, make sure to ask them a question of it. And hopefully by now you created some type of Facebook group, or I recommend you do it soon, some way that you can connect with all of the 10 plus people that you talk to consistently, right? So talk to them, literally find a way that all 10 of them can meet, because they're all your ideal clients. So you want to keep track of them. You at least ended Online Action Academy with 10 people that are your ideal clients that you can work with, right? So figure out which ones you want to focus on and which ones do they want, and don't be afraid to ask them what they want. Like, be clear on that, right? Ask them what they want, because a lot of times they'll tell you straight up. For me, my girls keep asking for subscription boxes, so I'm trying to make that work. They asked me for, Online Action Academy practically, and I made that happen, right? So figure out what it is, and just don't do the whiteboard approach all the time. Like, work around it. Now, really quickly, I didn't put this in the slides, but I'll talk about it really quickly, is you're like, oh my God, like I have this product, like I kind of have an idea. I don't know how to sell it though. Do call to actions and just do it with love. Don't try to be like a machine and have like a script that you follow, like cookie cutter. Just give it love, right? So if you're going to give them tons of nurturing, I recommend don't sell consistently to your Facebook group. Maybe 10%, 5 to 10% should be selling. Your email list is where you'll do more selling compared to nurturing. You're going to do a little bit of both. I normally, what I'm doing for my Facebook, my email, oh my God, I'm like losing it. My email is, I send them like, this is the most popular Facebook post. This was the most popular Facebook Live, and it guides them to the Facebook group so that they can join. And that's nurturing. I'm guiding them towards the Facebook group. And I also tell them, by the way, I'm opening up Aligned Action Academy in the next few days, or I have this webinar coming up, whatever it is. Do you want to be a part of it? That's all you have to do is ask. A big problem that females don't do in general is they don't ask for the sell. So if you're doing a discovery call and you spend 30 minutes on a phone with somebody and like they sound like they're really interested, they sound like they got a lot out of it, but you don't ask for the close, you're not going to get it. So just ask them, would you like to hear my offers and products? Just ask. The worst case scenario, they say no, and that's not going to be a big deal. It's not. They're still going to love you. They'll still be part of your group. They'll still be there for you, right? I think just they didn't want to hear it right now. I have members, like I have one-on-one coach right now, one-on-one client right now that I've known her for like a year or two, and she finally decided to work with me, right? And it was like random. She was just like, hey, I want to work with you. I was like, okay, right? And I've talked to her many times in the past about it. So you just have to be open and aware that it's totally possible and be okay with it, okay? So questions that we want to talk about. What product/service will you start to sell first? And I said start because you're probably going to like have tons more stuff. Like I have a one-on-one coaching client. I have one-on-one coaching clients. I have group coaching. I have online courses. I have a membership site that I'm working on. I have a subscription box I'm working on. I'm in a network marketing. So there's tons of stuff that you can do, but figure out which one you want to start with. Don't freak yourself out and overwhelm yourself with all this stuff, okay? Do know long-term that if you want to have 6 figures, normally people will have about 7 different kinds of incomes. So if you wanted to create a membership site, that's great, but also make sure that you have like more things that you want to add to. We're going to talk about this in the gate, so don't worry about it. But I'm just giving you a heads up. Like 7 is your lucky number, but start off with 1. Don't freak yourself out. And I recommend it be something easy. If you're like, I'm going to create an online course with 8 modules and go crazy, that's fantastic. Highly recommended. I technically did that for 8 weeks, but it takes time to create that online course. So start with something simpler. I actually recommend that you start with affiliate products and services, because a lot of people don't mind buying from other people, right? And it is going to give you good money, right? So feel free to do that to start off with. I have an affiliate program for Aligned Action Academy, so you can ask me questions and you can easily get paid from this, just telling people about this and word of mouth in general, right? So feel free to do something like that. And then through time, you can create your own products. If you're going to start a business, I'm going to tell you this right now, I recommend that you start off with one-on-one coaching. And the reason I say that is because you want to get to know your ideal clients to the T, like to the T. And ideal clients, when you have a one-on-one client, it helps a lot with like, you see what problems they're going through and you can create Facebook Lives and more content for them, and also share that with everybody else, because if they're your one-on-one client, they probably are your ideal client as well, right? So one-on-one coaching is like the first step I recommend, like get your first one-on-one client, then you can move forward. When you have a waiting list for one-on-one clients, then you do group coaching and you do online courses and you do all these things so you can keep serving people. But in the beginning, one-on-one coaching is probably the way you want to go, okay? Again, not cookie cutter. You can totally do online course. I'm not telling you you have to. I'm just telling you what I've seen works the best, okay? Are you more of a visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, the back learner? Whatever you are, your ideal clients are probably that too. So I'm a good mix, I would say, but I've noticed that I'm very auditory. That's like my personal favorite. Like I'm all about audibles. Like I love reading, and reading is definitely visual and a little bit of kinesthetic, but I love hearing audibles. I love hearing podcasts and listening to music and all that stuff. So that's why I've been doing videos, and you don't have to look at me. There's a reason we do videos though, because it's auditory and visual at the same time, right? Visual would just be like blog posts, writing, books, all these things. Auditory is more like videos and listening to things. Kinesthetic is like in person, right? What are you? If you're kinesthetic, don't freak out. That means literally give your clients physical products and services that they can get sent to their house. Even if you have online products, what will probably work best for kinesthetic learners, and this is something that I learned personally, people love t-shirts and mugs. T-shirts is like the numero uno, like big seller, but mugs is like $1 per mug if you know where to buy them. Like for super cheap, and you could put a quote or the name of a Line Action Academy, for example, on the mug. And you get that as like a bonus when you sign up for an online course or they become part of your coaching program, whatever it is, right? So people like kinesthetic things. So that doesn't mean you just do kinesthetic and you just have physical products. It means add it into the package, and your ideal client will really like that bonus. Make sense? For the VIP Summit, a lot of people asked me to do visual, like they wanted the transcripts. I personally didn't want to do that. I didn't have a lot of people ask me. To be honest, I had like maybe 10 people out of 1,000 ask me for visual for the transcripts, and I didn't see it as a big deal. It was all auditory. It was all videos. You know, like it was that more. So figure out what you are. Your ideal clients are probably something similar. And then you want to ask yourself, how can you nurture and sell to your tribe in this way, whether it's visual, auditory, kinesthetic? If they're more visual, do more Facebook Lives, or auditory, do more Facebook Lives. If they're more visual, you can do more Facebook posts and so on and so forth. Make sense? So you get to figure that out. Now, the next 2 journal prompts is literally the end of it. And it's just going to talk about the first way I practice growing my tribe is blank. The first way I will practice nurturing my tribe is blank. The first way I will practice selling to my tribe is blank. This is for you can put this up, or you can have it on one area. Like you kind of had these little empty spots underneath the examples so that you kind of had like an idea of what you want to do. You're going to pick like at least one from each one and write it down here so that you know what you're going to start off with so that you can move forward, okay? And then how will you grow your tribe? How will you nurture your tribe? How will you serve and sell to your tribe? Now you get to go like more long-term, 6 months, 12 months on the line, how you plan on doing all these things. I also recommend, as like a total bonus, if you're listening to this and doing this, I recommend that you put like timeline for yourself. That helped me a lot, like figuring out when I wanted to launch a course and giving myself kind of like deadlines, like, all right, I officially need to start a podcast this day, and I'll do that every week since after that. I want to do Facebook Lives once a week, knowing what days you're going to do them, and being specific on, I'm going to start that next month on blank day, right? So like be specific so that you're not doing everything at once. You're not like, I'm going to do Facebook Lives and grow a Facebook group and get a podcast and write a book and all that at once. It's not, you will literally not have a business. You will fail, just a heads up. But if you do like, I'm going to create a Facebook group and just practice Facebook posts and see what works and what doesn't. When I'm ready in 2 months or something, I'll start doing Facebook Lives, and then I'll probably try a webinar, and then I'll get a podcast if they're interested. Like I'll ask them what they want, you know, figure out what your scaling is going to be like so you can grow long term. And that is it. This one I know was pretty long, but it's a fantastic one that I just love oh so much. And honestly, it helps a lot of my friends and families and clients and members of my groups really grow when they understand this and they know like, oh, like I had no idea how to connect with people. Here's how, right? I'm not giving you the cookie cutter way because I don't want each person to do the same thing. I want you guys to like practice and try it out and see what works for you. If you want a more cookie cutter approach, then tell me and I will give that to you. Okay? I love you, girls. I'll talk to you later. Week 8 is coming up. So excited. Bye.